I am finally seeing Dial of Destiny tonight. And like I said, I don't give a shit about the early reviews. I'm still super excited. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was released in 2008, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Harrison Ford, Shia LaBeouf, Karen Allen, Cate Blanchett, John Hurt, and Ray Winstone. And I've never hated this movie like everybody else has. I've always thought that every Indiana Jones movie had at least a sense of watchability, and this movie's watchable for me. I still have a lot of fun with it. So let's go ahead and get into it, starting off with the good, and there's just a lot that I like in this movie. First of all, Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, still absolutely terrific. I love that all these years later, he's still able to slip into the role seamlessly and just be a badass and have that dry wit and snarky humor that he's known for having in this role, and that charm that he has just never went away. Harrison Ford is just absolutely perfect for this role. Then you have Shia LaBeouf as Mutt Williams, and I actually really like this character. He's not great by any means, but I still think that he's a perfectly serviceable character, and I really like the chemistry between him and Harrison Ford. I kind of miss these early days of Shia LaBeouf where he wasn't slowly going insane and assaulting people. I don't know. I miss early Shia LaBeouf. Karen Allen comes back as Marion, and she's just as great here as she was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. She's got some really great chemistry with Indiana Jones once again. Her chemistry with Harrison Ford is just off the charts. Really great stuff. And you also have John Hurt in this movie, who plays an archaeologist friend of Indiana Jones. He doesn't come in until halfway through the movie, or maybe a little bit over halfway, but he does a really great job. And I really love how he plays this guy who's pretty much gone crazy through his studies of the Crystal Skull. And I really love the way he plays the character, like I said. And then you have the villain in this movie, Irina Spalko, played by Cate Blanchett, and she's a really great character as well. She's probably my least favorite of the main Indiana Jones villains, but she's still a great character. I love the way Cate Blanchett plays the character. I just really like Cate Blanchett as well, so that's plus points for the character as well. And aside from the characters, you get a pretty interesting story with the Crystal Skull storyline. This delves more into the sci-fi aspect of the franchise, where the previous three were more diving into a spiritual side of the franchise, but this one is full-on sci-fi, and I enjoyed the sci-fi aspect. Yes, I would have liked another religious artifact. There's plenty to go after, but I still really enjoy the sci-fi alien aspect, especially since this is set in the 50s, where everybody was claiming to see a UFO or an alien somewhere. So, yeah, I just really enjoyed that. And the action sequences, they're not as great as the original trilogy, mind you, but they're still really fun and really thrilling. You get the Area 51 warehouse action sequence, you get the jungle chase, which I'll talk a little bit more on that later, but I did enjoy most of the jungle chase. You get this really great fist fight between Indy and a Russian brute in the middle of an army ant bed. I really loved that scene. It was very terrifying as a child, but I really enjoyed that scene. And I really enjoy the use of the Russians as the villains in this movie, because past couple movies we've had Nazis and we've had cult members. This one's set in the 50s, around the time where the Red Scare was a really big thing. So using the Russian Communist Party as the villains, really effective in my opinion. And obviously you get great score from John Williams. Really love the score here. That's just because it's John Williams. I mean, what do you want me to say? But that's about all for the good. On to the bad. And there's a couple things I'm not a big fan of. First of all, there's another, I guess, villain in this movie played by Ray Winston named Mac. Not a big fan of this character. He was kind of a twist villain at the opening of the movie, and then during the jungle chase, he tries to side with Indy again, and then once again, he's revealed to be a villain once again. I didn't really care for the character. Ray Winston did a fine job, but I did not. I just didn't like the character all that much. And then, it's just another thing that just really bothers me here is the over reliance on CGI, where the previous three movies utilized a perfect blend of practical effects and CGI seamlessly. This movie seems like it wants to be nothing but CGI. Obviously, there's still some practical effects, and the practical effects that we do have are good, but this movie just seems like it wants to be mostly CGI, and I just can't help but feel a little not that great about that. Also, this movie nuked the fridge. I think it's a funny scene. I don't hate the scene, but I just have to point that out. It nuked the fridge. But that's about all for the bad. On to the final thoughts. I still really enjoy this movie. It's not perfect by any means, but I still really love it. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a flawed yet fun Indiana Jones adventure, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. So that was my thoughts for Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.